What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're creating a tier list to rank the current boxing champions as of June 2025. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So I haven't made a tier list video in a while. I really enjoy making them. The big reason why I haven't made them is just because I ran out of ideas. A lot of the tier list videos I did was like history videos, who's the best American boxer of all time, who's the best heavyweight, things of that nature. But I realized last year around this time I did make a current boxing champions tier list. Of course, now a year later, things have changed. So I wanted to make another one. You guys really enjoyed it. Lots of feedback on that video, both positive and negative, and I like that. That's okay. With that said, if you agree or disagree, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Maybe you'll change my mind. Maybe I'll change your mind. Just keep it respectful. I'm always open to feedback. So let's take a look at this tier list. Over 30 champions on here. I don't include every single champion. Big reason why is maybe I just haven't watched enough of a champion to really make that judgment. I don't want to be that fake guy just looking up Wikipedia stuff and just going off what I read to judge a fighter. No, I watch boxing a lot. Of course, this is my passion. I make YouTube videos on boxing. I like to consider myself a very passionate boxing fan, not a casual, of course. So I keep up with a lot of champions, but I'm not going to be including the guys at minimum weight. I'm not going to be including every single champion, but you'll see as we go throughout the video. I did include majority champions though. Before my tier videos, I would usually do S and D first. I'm just going to go in order, honestly. I just randomized the order, and let's do that. We'll try that this time. So the first fighter is Zurdo. Okay, Gilberto Ramirez, Mexican cruiserweight. Very good fighter, been fighting for quite some time now. Solid resume starting to build up. But we all want him to fight Jaya Bataya, okay? But with that said, a very good, physical, good size fighter to him. When it comes to being a champion, though, I'm going to put him B tier. And if you've been watching my tier list videos, just because I put a guy at B or C or D doesn't mean that they're a D level fighter. No, just when you compare them to other champions on this list, that's where they sit. Next up, Teofimo Lopez. Listen, I'm a big fan of Teo. I get it. There's a lot of reasons to hate him as a person, but as a boxer, he's a very fun boxer to watch, okay? From lightweight to what he's doing now, completely outclassed in his last fight. I mean, good solid wins to his name. Lomachenko. Okay, that was a prime Lomachenko that he beat. People say Loma was robbed, some say. No, Teo won. Lost to George Kambosos. We have those nights. Especially for me, right? Boxers have those nights though. Bad nights. Other boxers have really good nights. George Kambosos had a very good night that night. Teofimo Lopez, his mind got to him, overconfident, got dropped, lost the fight. It is what it is. But then fights Josh Taylor, okay? A former undisputed champion, was the current champion at the time. Completely outclassed Josh Taylor. Teofimo Lopez is a very, very good fighter, and he kind of fights to his competition. Like I said, well, Richard Comey as well, right? Fought him, outclassed him for the belt. Outclassed Lomachenko, outclassed Josh Taylor, but loses to George Kambosos, has some shaky fights against, I don't know, Jermaine Ortiz, for example. So listen, Teofimo Lopez, very, very talented fighter. I think he could do a lot more damage in a lot more weight divisions. I'm putting him at A. Alexander Usyk, he's S tier. All right, one of the best boxers of this generation, one of the best boxers of all time. Okay, what a complete fighter. I mean, from cruiserweight, from the amateurs, all right, being an Olympic gold medalist, from being an undisputed cruiserweight champion to the undisputed heavyweight champion. He's fighting Dubois in, I think, is it June or July? Whatever it is. I'm not really caring too much of that fight because here's what's going to happen. Instead of knocking him out with a jab like he did in their first fight, he's going to knock him out with the hook. But 100% though, as a champion and as a fighter, I mean, Usyk's S tier. Shakur Stevenson, all right, very, very divided among the fans. You either appreciate him for his fight game, or you absolutely hate him for both his personality and his fight game. I mean, Shakur Stevenson is a very talented fighter, 3-division champion. I think he has the abilities to beat anybody at lightweight. Loma, Shakur, Keyshawn Davis. I said Shakur, Loma, Gervonta Davis, Keyshawn Davis. Okay, anybody at lightweight, I think he has the abilities to win. It's going to be by points. Not a powerful fighter, has hand issues, and he could be a boring fighter, no doubt about it. But when it comes to boxing, hit and don't get hit, doing enough to win on the cards, Shakur Stevenson's going to win 8 to 9 rounds every time. He's a very talented fighter, guys. I'm putting him at A tier. Bam Rodriguez. What a good fighter this guy is. For his size, very powerful. Very cool guy as well. Very talented fighter. You could also say that he's a complete fighter. I'm not going to put him at S yet, but I will put him at A. Richardson Hitchens, not been a champion for a long time. And, not making a name for himself too much yet, but he's fighting George Kambosos. It's going to get a lot of attention, and he's expected to win. I expect it to be a very close fight. hopefully a very good fight, but he should beat George Kambosos. I like George Kambosos, a hard worker, hard warrior, but he doesn't have it in to become champion again. Hey, maybe I'm proved wrong with that. But with Hitchens, though, I'm going to put him at C. Dimitri Bivol, what a great fighter he is. Undisputed light heavyweight champion. Only one loss to his name against Beterbiev, but then he came back and beat Beterbiev, got his titles back. Incredible performance that was. Everything I was telling him to do in the first fight from my TV. Stop fighting on the back foot. Be aggressive. Exchange. He did in the second fight, and he won. Very good fighter. We're probably going to see the Beterbiev trilogy soon. I don't want to see it, but it just has to happen because they're 1-on-1. I feel like that's just what needs to be done. I would like to see him fight Benavidez, which would be a close fight, a really close fight, probably 55-45 in favor of Bivol. But back to Bivol and the tiers. Good fighter, very good fighter, but I'm putting him at A tier. Naoya Inoue, another complete fighter, an all-time great already. Multiple division champion, I believe 4 division champion, 2-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. The guy's great. I just want to see him fight more competition, better competition. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe he is fighting the best of the best. It's just the guys he faces, he crushes. So it makes it seem like he's fighting tin cans. But listen, he's fighting MJ, supposedly in September. I'm very excited for that fight. What I do hope to see him one day, well, not one day because he's probably going to, but soon, is bump up to featherweight. I think he can wipe out that whole featherweight division. Let me tell you, from bantamweight to featherweight, I think Inoue is unbeatable for the next 3 or 4 years. I really mean that, guys. Inoue, S tier. Getting all these ads, dude. All these Sargento, whatever that is, a cheese brand. Ay. But this tier list, I mean, I can't really find a better one. If anybody can recommend a better tier list website for me, please let me know. Canelo Alvarez, another 4 division champion, 2-time undisputed at super middleweight, one of the best super middleweight boxers of all time, in my opinion, the best Mexican boxer of all time. With that said, a couple years ago, maybe even last year, you could have had Canelo at S tier. All right, definitely a few years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, you definitely have Canelo at S tier. You're crazy if you didn't. But now, the guy's slowing down, man. His power's not as there. His boxing skill's not as there. It just so happens with age. Not really a diss, but just reality. With that said, I got to put him at A tier. Now, 2 things can be true. He's slowing down. He's weaker, doesn't have that power, but he's also a top boxer. He's still, in my opinion, the best boxer at 168. He's still a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter, but he's just not that S tier boxer anymore. He's just that S tier champion anymore. I got to put him at A. His skills just aren't there, and that's what happens with old age. It is what it is. Do I still think he could be champion for quite some time? Yes. Do I still think he's going to beat Crawford? Yes. Do I think he could beat Chris Eubank Jr.? Yes. Do I think he could beat Plant in the rematch? Yes. Do I think he'd beat anybody at 168 right now? Yes. You might mention Benavidez. I don't think Benavidez is ever bumping down to 168. I doubt he ever makes that cut. I would love to see that fight, but it would have to be at 175. It's too late now for Benavidez to bump down to 168. If he did, I mean, if they fought a year ago, that fight's anybody's fight. But now, I think it actually hurt Benavidez to bump down to 168. If they fought at 175, I think Benavidez beats them. So we're at the point probably now, we won't even see that fight because Canelo knows it's not fair at 175. Benavidez probably knows it's not fair at 168. Well, let me tell you, Canelo's the duck in that. Benavidez always wants that smoke with Canelo. Canelo doesn't want it. I get it. It's a risky fight. A lot to lose for Canelo. Junto Nakatani, another very good fighter. Hopefully, maybe we see him fight anyway, but I'm putting him at A tier. Terence Crawford, once an S tier level champion, but he only holds 1 belt. He fights once a year. Terence Santa Claus Crawford only comes around once a year. And now he's just going for money fights. All right, once that Canelo fight, he's not beating him. He's going to get squashed. I think, I mentioned earlier, Canelo lost his power. Against Crawford, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think Canelo's going to walk him down and be a problem. Good boxer, Terence Crawford is. Top 10 pound-for-pound boxer, Terence Crawford is. But it's hard to do S and A. I got to go A. That last fight with Israel Majimov didn't look like an S-level champion. A-level champion. It is what it is. Bump up to 154 first fight there. No problem. Let's see more fights at 154. No, you want to bump up to 168 over a year later? That's not S-level champion to me. A-level. Not a diss. Still a very good fighter. A year ago, I would have had him S. But right now, A-level. Beat Canelo. Hey, I won't say I'd be mad. I'd be proven wrong, but I won't say I'll be mad. I'd be incredible to see. He'll be back at S level. Janibek, one of the most feared boxers right now. 100%. 160. It's a weaker division, but nobody wants to fight the guy. I think Janibek could go undisputed at 160. A very good fighter, very powerful, feared fighter. I'm going A level. Nick Ball, Mixed feelings with him. Some days I think he's very good. Well, he is good, but some days I think he could be very dominant at featherweight. Other days I think he's very beatable. All right. I think Inoue would beat him. Last year I thought, oh, this is a close fight. They fought. I was calling this first fight forever, actually. Nick Ball versus Inoue and Wembley would be insane. And I think hopefully we see that in the future. I think Inoue beats him. Alrighty. But Nick Ball, yeah, he's out there. He just fought Duhaney. Looked good. But could have expected better. I put B tier for Nick Ball. Gervonta Davis, another guy like Terrence Crawford, fighting once a year. That last fight against Lamont Roach, no good, dude. No good. He should have knocked him out. He should have spun his head around. A featherweight, oh, I'm sorry, super featherweight, bump up to lightweight, and you're getting embarrassed like that. Even though it was a draw, many people said, well, Roach did enough to win. I don't know. I mean, with that said, though, I mean, Gervonta Davis is still Gervonta Davis. I still think he's a very good champion. It's in between B and A. I can't put Gervonta Davis at B level. I got to go A. Now, 30-year-old prospect hasn't fought an A level champion ever, but he's still a three division champion. When you look at him box, he's still a well rounded boxer. He's still another, once again, complete fighter. It's hard to put him at B, but he barely gets that A level. Barely gets the A level. The inactivity, the fighting weak opponents really hurt his career when he was young. When he was a prospect, a real prospect at that time, he had so much potential training under Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he had it all, dude. But I don't know. Doesn't want to fight as much. Doesn't want to fight the best guys. Talks a lot on Twitter. Doesn't back it up. Backs it up in the ring when he fights the guys he fights, but doesn't back it up by actually signing the contract. Taraji's good, man. He was unified champion in two different divisions, a very good, talented, and once again, another Japanese fighter that's very talented, very good in these lower weight divisions. But has that loss to his record? Not saying much. It is what it is. It doesn't help that it was by a stoppage loss as well, but he's doing a lot to creep into those top 10 pound for pound rankings. For right now, I'm going to put him at A level. Sebastian Fundora is a bit tricky. He would probably never be champion right now if Zoo never got that cut. And he probably would never be champion if Derman never backed out. I mean, Sebastian got lucky that day. Supposed to fight in the same card as Derman versus Zoo. Thurman gets injured, backs out. They call up Fundura. And then in the earlier rounds, Zoo gets that massive cut that blocks his vision, messes everything up. Fundura is a freak of nature, though, like 6'6", fighting at 154. Incredible. I mean, he had very good performance in his last fight against Booker. He's fighting Zoo in the rematch, a much anticipated rematch that we're all hoping to see. I'm very excited to see. I think if it's a healthy Zoo with no cuts and no blurry vision and things like that, I think Zoo is probably going to come away with it. Fundora, though, has a lot of potential to be good at 160 and maybe still stay around 154. I don't know how much longer he's going to stay at 154. He's a likable guy, freaking nature, but I got to go B level. Lomachenko, at one point, S level champion, but he's a guy that not only fights once a year now, but we haven't even heard anything from him. He posts pictures on Instagram, religious photos. Hey, that's great. I'm religious, but I want to see you smoking a heavy bag. I want to see you doing your ladder drills. I want to see you doing sprints up sand hills. Okay. What is up with this? Where have you been? All right. One of the most talented fighters to ever step in the ring as well. I mean, so much potential he had. One of the best amateur, probably the best amateur boxer of all time. And Hall of Fame career already. Three division champion. Should have been undisputed against Devin Haney. It is what it is. But we haven't even heard anything. Still has the IBF title. Has a mandatory now, so we're going to see what happens there. We were supposed to see him fight Gervonta Davis. We were supposed to see him fight Shakur. If you want to make a big fight, make it against Keyshawn Davis. He's a champ and he's with Top Rank. That fight should be easy. What a performance he had against George Kambosos in his last fight. And man, 3 or 4 years ago, S tier. The fact that he's fighting once a year, and we don't even know when he's going to fight. He might even retire. I don't think he's going to retire because if he did, he wouldn't be holding out this long. He probably would have announced his retirement a long time ago. I think he has intentions to fight, but man, can we just hear something? Oh, it's crazy putting him at B right now. I mean, talent-wise, S. His inactivity puts him at A. The fact that we haven't heard anything from him. What do I do, guys? What do I do? I'll put him at B. I can make the case for A. Comment down below where you would put Loma. This one's very tricky. Comment down below where you would put a June 2025 Lomachenko. A or B. Let me know down below in the comments. Espinoza, another freak of nature. 6'2", I think my height. Alrighty, I walk around like 185, 190. I fight at like 178, 180. Okay, 6'2". I'm not the most muscular guy. This guy's making featherweight. What? This guy's fighting at 125 pounds or whatever the featherweight division weight is. Unbelievable. Freak of nature. Very good fighter. But he seems beatable. I think Inoue could fold him. I think Fulton could beat him. So I'm putting him at B. Lamont Roach, B. Listen, had a good performance against Gervonta Davis. Had a good night. One of those nights where I mentioned earlier, boxers have. Boxers have a good night. Boxers have a bad night once in their lives. Gervonta Davis, I think, had a bad night. I think in their rematch, if that actually happens and is confirmed, Gervonta Davis is going to take his head off. Good fighter, Lamont Roach was. Good performance. Good on him. Congrats. But it's going to be different. It's going to be different. For right now, I'll put him at B. Foster, I'm putting him at B too, but I think he really has the potential to be up to A. Needs to stay active. Very tough fighter. I'll put him at B. Fulton, before he won the belt back, he was at C, but he had a very good performance, enough to put him at B. And we got to look at what Fulton was before, a former unified champion. I'm putting him at B. Emmanuel Navarrete, I'm putting him at C. I hate watching him fight. His style's so ugly. He had a terrible fight in his last fight. He got the victory, which very controversial. It's actually under review whether it's going to be ruled a no contest. What a terrible. I shouldn't say terrible. I gotta respect him. He's a good fighter, but I'm putting him at C though. I just hate watching him fight. Lost against Baranchek. I don't know, just a weird fighter, and I don't think he's really that good anymore to put him at B. Before his last fight, I put him at B, but right now I'm just putting him at C. Barrios, dude, D. I mean, he's a champion. He has heart. He's tough. He's another guy that in his last fight looked pretty bad, and he's fighting Manny Pacquiao for a title in July, which is crazy. And the thing is, if Manny was to beat anybody at 46 years old to win the belt back, Barrios is his easiest chance. I'm putting Barrios at D. Once again, a year ago, maybe he'd be a C, but I don't know. I don't see much in Barrios anymore. He's tough, has heart. He's probably going to still beat Pacquiao because Pacquiao's 46 years old, but fight anybody at welterweight. Boots, anybody, any champion, any good contender. I think Barrios loses. Jai Apataya, another feared cruiserweight. All right, fighting some bum because nobody else wanted to step up. Not Jai's fault, but I mean, he's unstoppable. Jai Apataya is right now. I'm putting him at A. Alberto Puello, I don't know. I mean, he had a close fight against Senator Moore in his last fight, beat Gary Russell in another split decision victory in a fight before that. I mean, he has potential, but I don't know. I mean, it's crazy how I'm saying he has potential to champions, but what I mean is to actually be a good, solid, respectable champion. Puello, I'm going D with him. Brian Norman Jr., definitely making a case at welterweight. I think he has the potential to be a very good fighter at welterweight, especially with Boots probably going to be bumping up eventually. I think he can really take over at welterweight. I'm going C for Brian Norman. Adames, C as well. I think he beat Shiraz. It is what it is. C for him. Bakram, a very feared fighter as well, very tough fighter, absolutely dismantled Zoo. I think he dismantled Fender. I think he dismantled anybody at 154. I'm going B for Bakram. Daniel Dubois. Ay, ay, ay. I'm putting him at B. All right, let me tell you why. Got knocked out by a jab to Usyk. Fought Anthony Joshua. A washed, past his prime, over the hill Anthony Joshua. Had a good knockout. He's fighting Usyk again. I never really saw too much in Dubois to put him at A and S, to put him at a top level champion. All right. And maybe that could change against Usyk. I think he's going to lose to Usyk, maybe against stoppage. I don't think he has what it takes to be an A-level fighter. He just doesn't. Definitely not S. I know he's very hyped up. British fans love to hype up their boxers. I get it. But he's B. That's right. Benavidez is actually champion. I forgot about that. I mentioned earlier how Bivol is the undisputed champion, current undisputed champion. I forgot he vacated that WBC belt. So Bivol actually moves to the real WBC champion at 175, email champion. With that said, though, Benavidez is still a very good fighter, undefeated champion, former multiple time champion at 168, dangerous fighter. Benavidez could beat a lot of people at 175. I'm putting him at A. Boots, I'm putting at A. As well. I mean, I think he's very beatable. But at 147, if he stayed here much longer, he could go undisputed. I think he does if he stays here long, but I don't think he can stay at 147. The unified champion now, incredible performance in his last fight, has the power, very good fighter, slick fighter, and he has a lot of potential to be good at 147. Well, obviously he's a unified champion at 147, but Undisputed, great at 147 and win belts at 154. I would have loved to see him fight Crawford at the time, but I think that ship has sailed. Maybe he can fight Teofimo Lopez, which would be a very good fight. But yeah, Boots Ennis, A level. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that long video. I'm sure you didn't agree with everything I said. That's fine. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? I'm sure, you didn't agree with everything. I mentioned that Loma controversy. You could put him at A or B. Let me know down below in the comments, though, once again, where you would put Loma, where you would put Tank. Alrighty. Are these really the only S-level champions right now, Usyk and Inoue? I think so. I really do. Let me know, though, down below in the comments. Subscribe for more boxing content. I'm out, guys. Peace.